Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to the Daily English Show. Today's guest is Ben. He's from England and he lived here in Niseko this winter. I met him a few days before he left and we talked about filmmaking, editing, a film festival that he's organising in England, and we talked about learning French. I started out by asking Ben what brought him to Japan.
Just a change really. I got offered an interesting job and I was in Canada last year on the Canada-Alaska border working for a heli ski company, and I wanted to do another ski season somewhere, but I didn't want to do somewhere where they spoke English. I wanted a bit more of a challenge. It's just a country I've always been interested in, so I thought it'd be a great place to come and live for a bit.
Kia ora, in Stick News today, a teenager in the United States tried to rob a store with a banana. A 17-year-old boy in North Carolina held a banana under his shirt and walked into a shop. He said he had a gun and demanded money. The owner of the shop says he and a customer jumped on the boy and held him until the police arrived. But while they were waiting, the teenager ate the evidence. And that was Stick News for Monday, the 8th of June. Kia ora. What have you been doing here in Japan? Is that what you were doing back in the UK? When you were working for the BBC, what was the most interesting documentary that you worked on? What do you mean by morbid? How did you get into that? What do you enjoy about editing? What kind of films are you interested in making? What do you most enjoy about the filmmaking process? Tell me about the film festival that you're organising. What's your favourite documentary film? How did you learn French? Do you have any advice for people who are learning English?
I was doing web design on an education project. No, in the UK I was editing. I was working for the BBC doing documentaries and just sort of freelance editing for them. They were all pretty morbid, but all really interesting. Well, there was one about child abuse in Uganda, one about families returning to their home after the genocide in Congo, a lot about vaccinations and stuff like that in third world countries, herbal remedies in Africa. It was a lot of stuff in Africa actually. There was an interesting one in Antarctica where they were doing some research there about global warming. That was probably the most interesting one because what I was doing, I had to look at all the raw footage of everything and make the first edit, so edit it down to like an hour, and then the senior editors would come and chop it more. So when I was looking at stuff of, child abuse in Uganda and stuff like that, seeing some really tough images to have to watch through in real time and sort of censor things out and try and keep things, it were long days anyway. Well, I took a degree in digital multimedia, but that wasn't really a prerequisite to it. I just sort of stumbled into it. I knew I wanted to do documentary, and just pretty much through friends of friends, putting my name to different things, and then I got a call from this production company who were doing great stuff with BBC World, so sort of got an ongoing job with them for about a year. That's a good question. I just like creating a story more about people actually. I went to Alaska to make a documentary on a big festival they have at the end of every winter there. It's called Arctic Man. And I went there to make a documentary more about the skiing and snowmobiling, and in the end the really interesting part was the people that we were speaking to, and it just became a completely different film. Just Alaskans in themselves are quite interesting people, they're quite different, and I ended up making a completely other type of film to what I was expecting to, and that just got me wanting to do more and more editing and stuff, but it takes me a long time anyway, so actually I never finished that film. It's still on the back burner, yeah. I wanted to make a film here about some sort of mountain festival like that they have maybe every year, something much smaller than the Sapporo Ice Festival, like there's one in Kuchan, isn't there, or something like that, and then contrast it with this one in Alaska. And then eventually make one in South America and one in maybe Australia or New Zealand, and then sort of have a big sort of document of all mountain cultures and how they celebrate winter in different ways. But that's my sort of 10-year project anyway. Yeah. But I haven't done a lot of filming since I got here. Been too busy either working or skiing. So it's not a bad situation to be in. I enjoy the filming more, but the editing's a bit where I don't know, it's more interesting. But yeah, it's great to be on a location somewhere interesting filming, you know. It's always a shame when people come back with the tapes and they've been all over the place and you just get to look at it. Grizzly Man. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's about a guy that goes to Alaska every summer to live with bears for 13 years, and he goes a little bit crazy, and on the last time he went he got eaten by one. Yeah, it's a good film. Me and a friend are setting up the UK Snow Film Festival. There's not really been anything like it in England before, where they've got a set of films together all to do with snow and the mountains and sort of mountain culture. So we've looked at getting some of the best films from across the world to sort of premiere in one weekend in England. And also amateur filmmakers as well. We want them to submit short films and try and promote some British athletes, so everyone can come and get excited about the new season. Yeah, so that's at the end of November, just before next season starts. As an ex-girlfriend, we lived together for about 3 years. And we used to have a French day, so like every Wednesday we would speak French, and we didn't have much to talk about at first. Like it was difficult, but yeah, by the end of the 3 years, I was getting good enough to converse and argue and stuff. So that's always good. The best advice someone gave me is, because people would say, oh, I can't learn that, I'm not good with languages. And I don't think that really makes sense. I think if you take the time to actually learn it, practice it, speak it, and write stuff down and go over things that you don't remember, then you'll learn it. So my advice would be, like, don't make an excuse that you're not good at it. Actually learn it. And for me, what helped was repetition of writing things down. After a while, it just sort of slowly started to stick. So I think you have to actively learn and study and go back at the end of the day and check out things that you didn't understand, and not just expect it all to filter into you just because you're here. Like I've not learnt much Japanese. I really wanted to, but it's not come as easy, and I know that I have not really been studying it as much as I should do.
True or false? Ben worked in Niseko as a ski instructor. False. He worked for the BBC in England. True. He said he sort of stumbled into the job. True. He made a documentary about bears in Alaska. False. He used to speak French every day with his girlfriend. False. And that was the Daily English Show. See you tomorrow. Bye.